Hi, and welcome to Michigan Matters. The Democrats completed their shot at a virtual convention, and the Republicans are gearing up for theirs, which starts tomorrow. We're going to hear from Governor Gretchen Whitmer about last week's event and the road ahead. And we'll also talk about the latest in the COVID-19 battle. But first, Oakland University's David Dulio offers insight into the conventions and a little politics. The season's kicking off today on Michigan Matters.
From CBS 62, this is Michigan Matters with Carol Cain.
And we're joined by David Dulio, who is the director of Oakland University Center for Civic Engagement. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's great to see you.
There's so much to talk about here, but you're also a political science professor. You teach classes at Oakland, and just coming back in this COVID-19 environment, how safe and secure do you feel?
I feel really good about the measures that are taking place at OU's campus. I know the leadership is doing everything they can to give students a full college experience in the safest possible manner. I can tell you what I'm planning for the fall semester is to be there in person and welcome students back to the classroom with all the safeguards in place, masks in the classroom, social distancing in the classroom. The room that I've been assigned is normally for 40 or 50 people, but we'll only have 19 in it for the fall semester to give people as much space as they need.
Unbelievable times we're living through here. And speaking of unbelievable times, let's move on to where you like to spend your time talking, and that is about politics. The Democrats just held their national convention, which wound down, and we know the Republicans kicking off tomorrow. So let's talk about the Democratic convention. Did it accomplish its goal, which was to have people coalesce behind Joe Biden and Kamala Harris?
Well, that's an interesting point. And I think in addition to unity among the party, I would put another goal in there for the Democrats, which would be to excite their base and make sure that those voters that are already excited stay excited. And they certainly did that. Whether or not they're unified or not is another story. And because you could see some things play out over the course of those 4 days that you might question that. Where, for instance, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, rising star in the Democratic Party from the progressive left, only given 90 seconds for a speech. Contrast that with Democrats bringing out some notable Republicans, right? So they're trying to play both to their base and to their Republican counterparts, trying to get some of those Republicans to come over, or maybe some of those independent-minded voters, those persuadable voters, to jump in behind Biden and Harris.
If I could ask you, there are a couple speakers there, including Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who started Monday nights during the prime time, 10 o'clock hour. She was the first speaker there. Coincidentally, this is the 100-year anniversary of women getting the right to vote. And your thoughts about women and the party and the governor's speech?
Well, let's take this first part of that first and then come back to the governor. I think it's notable that we've got at the state level 2 women leading both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. And we've also got national party leaders that are all women too. So it's a fitting time for the anniversary of that momentous occasion. And the governor's speech was pretty much what I expected. It hit on a number of important themes for the state of Michigan, including manufacturing, Detroit, certainly revisited the coronavirus and her response and reaction to it. But it also was a blistering attack on President Trump, something that Governor Whitmer has not shied away from for the last several months, engaging with the president, sparring with the president. And I think she's going to continue that role into the fall campaign.
No doubt about that. Another speech that got a lot of attention was Michelle Obama, who spoke, and I think she gave the longest speech of the entire week. But your thought, just quickly, if you can, thoughts about what she had to say.
Sure, a lot of lofty rhetoric. She's been really good in the past at exciting Democratic voters and getting them involved in the campaigns that she's been around. It was a highlight. I think one of the highlights of the convention for sure.
Certainly. What in a nutshell, what's the challenge for Democrats now going into this fall election?
Well, it boils down to one word, and that's turnout. I'll take you back to 2016, right here in Michigan. And when Donald Trump won the state's electoral votes in 2016, he did so by less than 11,000 votes statewide, right? A razor thin margin. And when you've got a margin that thin, you can find 11,000 votes darn near anywhere, right? And find a bunch of different factors or dynamics that were at play. But one of them was Democratic voter turnout. And especially in Wayne County in the city of Detroit, where Hillary Clinton got 80,000 fewer votes out of Wayne County than Barack Obama did 4 years prior. 80,000 votes in one county. And a lot of that is because Democrats didn't show up for Hillary Clinton, especially African-American Democrats did not show up for Hillary Clinton. She didn't excite them maybe as much as Barack Obama did in the previous two. So Democrats are really doing their level best throughout the 2020 campaign to try and make sure that doesn't happen again. You've seen calls throughout, we saw it all throughout the convention where Democrats were pleading with their voters, pleading with their party to make sure that they get out and vote.
And on that word, we're going to have to take a quick break here. We're back with more Michigan Matters after this.